Mike Dell's World number 292 for December 7th, 2017.
I think it's time for Mike Dell's World.
There it is.
Winter dark always takes me by surprise. I think it's the middle of the afternoon, and all of a sudden the sky is the color of slate, with thick clotted clouds lowering themselves upon the buildings and the trees. Ranting winds skirl like bagpipes around the corners of the house, playing their insane music against the chimney. If they were men, they'd be locked up, a noise nuisance or something. Golden light, like smoldering butter, shines bluntly through the dusk. Straining out of windows, trying to cut a swath through all of this murky pitch. Birds huddle in the hedges, squirrels not moving, but to stealthily steal toward their stash of nuts, set aside for exactly such evenings as this. A dog barks somewhere, and the sound ricochets off of the stones and the barn and the iron branches, floating for a moment in the thin, brittle air, then silently sinking to the frozen ground. And stepping on the black, solid lake is pure treachery, with the deep, booming, thundering, reverberating hollowness far below, where the fish hover in icy molasses. And we look for things to celebrate in this northern borderland. In all of this sleeping of the earth, in all of the slumbering and inert forces that cause the pines to stand sentry, fence posts to line up under a blanket of white, and cars to churn to life early in the morning. We find songs to sing and dances to warm our feet, wine that oils our tongues and loosens our stories, food that fills our bellies, and even more, our connection to each other. We burn candles, read the stars, and revel in the silence of snow. Respite from the world for a short time. We embrace winter for itself, and for the spring that comes so achingly welcome afterward.
And that's my traditional song that I always play. Well, not really a song. It's kind of a poem with music, but or poem with music. But traditionally, I play that on the first day of official snow around here. Although we did have snow a couple weeks ago, but it came and went, and we got not a significant amount of snow now, but it definitely looks like winter out there. It's enough to cover the grass and the roads, and of course, there's been some crazy accidents and all kinds of stuff around Traverse City. I just read about a guy who was out snow blowing his yard. Okay, he must have got a lot more snow than I did, but anyway, he was out there blowing his yard, and car went off the road, went out of control, hit him, and killed him. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's just terrible. You go out there and blow your driveway. The guy was only 25 years old, so... And be careful out there if you're driving in the snow. It always seems to me that everybody forgets how to drive in the snow. Even though we live way up north here, we should be used to it. And, if you're not used to it, drive around like a grandma for a while. Of course, it doesn't go for my grandma. She drives pretty good. But, be slow, be careful, be mindful that the snow really does screw up your traction. You're used to all summer and spring, fall, whatever, where there's no snow on the roads and your tires stick to the ground pretty good. I don't care how good of tires you got, the snow's going to get you sooner or later if you drive like you're on dry pavement. So, slow it down. If you're in a hurry, you didn't leave early enough. And, there's no reason to be in a rush. That's part of the reason I like living up here, where it's, it kind of mellows out in the wintertime. Of course, there's things you got to do, and, snow can screw you up, but, I always leave early for anything I have to do. You never know. You might go in the ditch. You might have an accident, whatever. If you leave early, you're more apt to get where you're going because you're not going to be in such a hurry. And it just irks me that people don't understand that physics does apply to them. And all that, the temperature, it's kind of bad. But then again, you go from a warm house to probably a cold car, but the cold car warms up fairly quickly. So, and then you go to whatever building you're going into, and that's got heat, and so the cold isn't a great hardship. I've got enough winter clothes around here. I dress up like the Michelin Man, go out, blow the driveway, and I'm actually sweating because, it's not the cold. It really isn't. It does get a little depressing around here, when it gets dark at 4:30 in the afternoon and the sun doesn't really come up fully until, 8 or 9 in the morning, especially this time of year. December 21st, of course, is the shortest day of the year. And like I said, I think our sunset is somewhere around 4:30. This far north. Further north you go, the more pronounced the change in day length is. But, we're up here at the 45th parallel, halfway to the North Pole from the equator. And, things slow down up here, as they should. It gives me more time. I find, and I don't understand why this is, because in the summer I'm not super busy with anything, but it always gives me more time to read, to just sit, enjoy my coffee in the morning and do things that it seems in the summer never happen. And I don't know why in particular, because, the temperature outside is cold. It's 23 degrees here as I record this, and it's snowing lightly. And of course, I'm recording this the night before I set in the date there. It's actually still the 6th on Wednesday, but I wanted to get it recorded and out on the 7th and keep up my drive for 300. But, it's 20-something degrees, and, in the summertime, it's 80-something degrees or 75-something degrees, whatever. But in the house here, well, let me look at my temperature here. It's 69.9 where I'm sitting right here, and that's plenty good, So I don't notice the winter that much, other than, I do have to go out in it from time to time, go blow the driveway, shovel the sidewalk and the front porch and all that, but, not that big a deal. Now, listen to me in February. Actually, February this year is going to be pretty good, but in February, most years, I'm downright tired of it. I'm just ready to not have to deal with it. But, this year I actually get to go to a conference in Orlando, and then I'm going to take a week off afterwards and stay in Florida. So I'll get a little break from the cold weather. So that'll be nice. Looking forward to that for sure. But, just take time. I don't know where you're at. You could be anywhere in the world and listen to this. But if you're in a place where winter happens, just slow down. That's what winter is for. Back in the olden days, people worked like dogs in the summer and then took the winter and relaxed and, just stayed warm, survived. And I think that was good for us, giving us, time to just be instead of always doing. And, I kind of like that. Like I said, it gives me a chance to catch up on my reading. Since I left the printing business few years ago, I don't get to read as much. I used to read a lot. And now, only chances I get are kind of late in the evening, and wife's gone to bed and nothing good on TV. I'll kick back and read. And it seems to happen more in the winter. Always does. Of course, around here, being this far north, in the summer, like in June, July, the sun doesn't set till past 10 o'clock at night. So you always tend to be outside doing something. And, now we get to just relax, hibernate, sort of. So I kind of like that. But, yeah, as far as the amount of snow, we really didn't get a lot. I would say probably an inch, maybe. But it was enough to just cover the ground. Enough to make it so you had to scrape the windows in the car if you want to go anywhere. And, enough to make the roads a bit slippery. So it's kind of a good warm-up for the season to come. So anyway, I won't bitch about snow anymore. At least not this trip. But, like I said, I feel real sorry for people getting wrecks, especially, some guy blowing his driveway. That's terrible. It's terrible. And I just read about that. It was on the Facebook post from the local sheriff's department. And, they didn't give the guy's name or anything. But, how about that? You're out there in your own driveway and somebody runs off the road because they don't understand physics and forgot how to drive in snow, and you're gone. So, slow down. Just take it easy. Don't get off, don't kill anybody. Don't wreck your car. And I wrecked my car last year. Well, not my car. Actually, I wrecked my wife's car last year because of driving in the snow and not really doing that well, as far as taking my own advice here. But, do as I say, not as I do. And you guys heard about that. It was one of the episodes on this when I wrecked the Subaru. I forget what the episode number is, but it was sometime, I think, in January, February. So hopefully this year we won't have a repeat performance, and all will be well. So anyway, if you're in the snow, drive safe. If you're not in the snow, enjoy the nice weather, and I will catch you in a couple of days.